Go read about CRISPR in Silicon Valley in the Bay Area, and they're talking about genetically engineering babies to look a certain way, and they're also talking about genetically engineering people to be of a certain intelligence. And have you noticed that in the last 10 years or so, there's been a lot of fixation on genetics and IQ? A lot of fixation, especially especially in right wing circles. I mean, all of this genetic fixation on IQ and intelligence, and it's just freaking weird. Now you could say, "Well, Ted, how you can't argue with scientific facts?" I'm not trying to argue with scientific facts, and this is what's always quite. I'm playing with a piece of the tip of a banana here. I don't know. I'm just fidgeting. I'm a very fidgety person, but the way I look at it is, I'm not trying to argue about facts. And that's the problem. Every time you bring up this discussion about genetics and IQ and the concerns that I have about this whole discourse, there's always people who come and say, "Are you trying to argue with facts? Don't you know that this demographic has this certain IQ?" And I'm not trying to dispute that. That's the thing. I'm not here to dispute any of that stuff. What I'm talking about, what I'm pointing to, is the motivation. I'm calling into question the motivation of the people who keep bringing this stuff up. What is your motivation? Why are you bringing this stuff up? What is your end goal here? That's the thing. And when you look at the fact that all of the people, or at least most of them, who talk about genetics and IQ are also people who get into CRISPR and genetic engineering, which is eugenics. Eugenics is the idea of genetic engineering. I mean, they'll say that's positive eugenics. Okay, fine. But back in the 1800s, mid to late 1800s, going into the first half of the 20th century, people were obsessed with this idea of genetic engineering. And look what that led the world to. So what's the end goal? And when you start talking about, well, genetically modifying humans through genetic engineering, we can get babies to be this smart and blah, 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 blah. It sounds like you guys want to make some sort of a master race. And what happens to the people who are not considered a part, who are not considered as being a part of the master race? People who are not considered to be a part of the master race, what happens to them? Because they're still going to breed. They're still going to have children. And then those genetics that you deem inferior will continue to be passed on and perpetuated. So what are you going to do? What's the end goal? It's very scary. Oh, well, we don't really want to do that. Yeah, you know what? Every communist says the same thing. Every communist says that they don't want to bring back gulags. Talk to any communist today. Anyone who calls themselves a communist or a Marxist. Well, we're not going to do gulags. We just want to help workers. Well, everybody always comes with this presentation of having good intentions and good motivations and all these things, but we just have to look at the ideology and read between the lines and read the history, and we say no. We have to say no, but it's it's very scary. This is what happens when you take God out of the picture. There's no God. Okay, what do we have? Darwinism. Okay. Well, we want to genetically engineer a society and make a master race. No, let's not do that, because we tried to do this in the past and it led to millions of people being killed and people having scientific experiments done on them and all this crazy stuff. Well, we're not going to do that. Why the hell should I believe you? You don't even believe in moral foundations. You don't even believe in a foundation of moral principles. You think that morality is just based on circumstances. I don't think you're far off on cleansing certain groups because of their DNA. We've done the same thing to groups who share an ethnic background or ideology. Why? Exactly. We've seen this before. Absolutely. Theo, I already did. I think I should read your guys' names before I read the comments. That way you know that I'm quoting you. So the first one was from, the one I just quoted was from Elizabeth. The one before that was from Mr. Bossman. This one's from Rusty. Today I already did a 23andMe and I have part Jewish blood, so when the day comes, here we go. Remember when the IQ map of the world was trending on X? I've seen stuff like that. I don't think I've seen the exact post that you're referring to, but I've seen stuff like that. It's creepy. It reminds me of the artwork from the 1800s when they show here is a Teutonic Anglo, and they show the man. He's totally symmetrical. Totally symmetrical face. And then here is the black man, and the black man they make him look like a monkey. And then here is the Irishman, and they make the Irishman look like a mix between a monkey and a white man. And what they were saying was that Irish people and black people are inferior. And it's no wonder that they starved 1 million Irish people to death because they saw the Irish as inferior. And the thing is that, listen, the Ottoman Empire killed 1 million Armenians. The British Empire killed 1 million Irish people. And guess what? Both the Brits and the Ottomans act like they act as if they did nothing wrong. They act as if they didn't do shit. I didn't do nothing.